The following presentation is a production of Ride the Wave Media.
Welcome to Let Yourself Bloom, the podcast where motherhood and ambition coexist beautifully. I'm your host, Jen Banks, and in each episode, we'll dive deep into the journey of being more than a mom. Here, we believe that you can love your children deeply and still have room to nurture your own dreams. Picture this, a life where you don't have to choose between career and family, where you can be inspired by stories of women who have boldly stepped into their dual roles. Together, we'll explore how to balance, grow, and thrive in every season of life. Our guests will share their personal stories of finding identity beyond motherhood, proving that you can hold both your family and your ambitions in your heart. We'll talk about the seasons of life, embracing our unique paths, and giving ourselves permission to bloom whenever we're ready. Whether you're a working mom of two or dreaming of a bigger family, whether you're a stay-at-home mom seeking more or a career-driven woman balancing the chaos, this podcast is for you. Listen in and let the stories, advice, and community support you in becoming the fullest version of yourself. Tune in, be inspired, and remember, you are worthy of the same love and care you give to others. Welcome to Let Yourself Bloom. Let's grow together. Hello, and welcome back to the Let Yourself Bloom podcast. I have been doing a series where I have been reading my book on the podcast. If you want a free version of a way to consume my book, this is it. Today, I'm going to start by reading my book. It's only about 3 pages for this chapter. And if you want to skip this part, that's totally fine. But I will talk at the end about the application of core values. So I will start chapter 2, planting the seeds, germination. Seeds are core values. It is attributed to Elvis Presley, the quote, "Values are like fingerprints. Nobody's are the same, but you leave them over everything you do." Identifying what means most to you will guide your life and liberate you from all you carry. And I am here to help you identify what means most to you. Imagine your core values as seeds in your garden. When we carry too many seeds in our hands, we risk dropping them, misplacing them, or forgetting about them altogether. However, when we carefully plant these seeds in a dedicated garden plot labeled core values, those seeds take root and flourish. When each core value is neatly organized with a sign in its own designated row, it becomes readily accessible whenever we need to draw upon it. Core values are the way you view life. They govern your opinions, beliefs, and frustrations, whether you can name the core value or not. Many of your core values have been there since childhood. You may not always choose your core values. You may just need to uncover them or unearth them from within your soil and name them. If you concern yourself with everything, you may find that you truly prioritize nothing. I'll give you a few core value examples, and then you can pick and choose what resonates with you and narrow down that list to just 3 to 5 core value seeds to help you grow. My core value seeds are connection, contribution, reliability, and refinement. When I found these core values, my life stopped being hectic and started to be guided. Knowing my core values started the germination process on my path to blooming. Germination is the development of a plant from a seed after a period of dormancy. Some women may feel their identity is dormant within motherhood. Once the ground is prepared and the seeds are viable, your identity can be reframed through the process of naming your core values. To name my core values, I first went through a list of core values from Brene Brown's book, Dare to Lead, and placed a star by any that stuck out to me. I also crossed out any that were an obvious no. I grouped words that were similar to identify overarching themes. From there, I circled words that still stuck out and narrowed my core values down to 4. In narrowing down and naming your core values, you could sort the values with a value deck that you purchase or print out or write the values on a piece of paper. Just have to pop in here and say that soon I will have a value deck with my branding on it that will match the book that you can purchase and use. It's just so much easier, I feel like, to tangibly do it and see and move than it is to do it on a piece of paper. But any way works. Okay, back to the book. My first core value is connection. I love gatherings of all kinds and being around people. I consider myself an extrovert, but especially love when I can connect personally with various individuals. Other similar values that resonated were belonging, collaboration, community, cooperation, friendship, openness, and teamwork. To me, connection looks like moving past small talk, sharing both the good and the hard, feeling seen, and the moments I say, "Me too." My next core value is contribution. Because I wasn't feeling fulfilled inside the home as a stay-at-home mother, the values of achievement, ambition, contribution, freedom, fun, generosity, independence, initiative, personal fulfillment, and service stuck out to me. I wanted a word that signified making a difference beyond what I was accomplishing at home. To me, contribution looks like adding to a cause bigger than myself, influencing the lives of others, and making quantifiable change, and giving generously. Reliability is my third core value. Growing up, the importance of being on time was modeled over and over. I internalized the practice of showing up early and brought it into my adult life. It was also instilled that in my family, we could be counted on. We kept our promises and commitment. Due to my upbringing and what I had subsequently learned was important, I selected the values of commitment, efficiency, excellence, loyalty, order, responsibility, and self-discipline. To me, reliability means following through on what I said I would do, making myself available, managing my mind, and being respectful and true to who I am. I will add here that some values can become maladaptive, and that means just extreme. And so sometimes if it's an obsession, it may not be a value. And I'm still borderline deciding on if my reliability is that way or if it really is just a value. My fourth core value is refinement. When I was 12, I began collecting inspirational quotes. Mentors gave me handouts filled with wisdom, and I wanted a place to record all of the profound words I was hearing. I began writing them down in the back of a notebook. I then moved to typing them on a computer, altering the fonts and colors, and printing them out when I had a full page. I would glue them into a journal, and my collection grew. I believe these quotes are the reason I'm drawn to self-improvement. The related values were authenticity, growth, leadership, perseverance, resourcefulness, self-expression, self-realization, and uniqueness. To me, refinement looks like continuous learning, growing into the next version of myself, being concise, and naming the essentials. I would also add here that I really love the word curate, and so I feel like that goes in there with refinement as well. The first two values were the easiest for me to determine, whereas the other two took a bit longer to put into words. I also stopped at 4 instead of looking for a fifth because I liked how 2 began with the letter C and 2 began with the letter R. I'm open to seeing if these change over time, but for now they feel like the best fit. Core values can be both descriptive and aspirational, but will mostly convey who you are currently. If over half of your core values are attributes you hope to obtain, you risk feeling shoulds and guilt. As soon as you name your core values, you'll begin observing other people making choices as if those choices are associated with a core value. It's important to note that we are not talking about values as standards of behavior, rather one's judgment of what's important in life. Core values are morally neutral. Certain values are not better than others. This knowledge helps you avoid judging others so you can be who you are and allow others to do the same. When someone was late for an appointment, I would think to myself, even though they don't have the value of reliability at this moment, they are living life according to their core values, and that's okay. It's easy to judge people based on your core values because that's how you see the world. We only have a glimpse of what's really going on in their life and don't often see the big picture. Maybe right beforehand, they were valuing patience with their children over rushing to be on time. Knowing your core values and being able to recall them instantly will help guide your decisions and help you focus on what truly matters to you. We will be referring back to our list of core values throughout the book, so once you've named yours, keep the list nearby. And then in the book, there is the list of core values by Brene Brown in Dare to Lead. You can Google this, it's easily found online, and I will read some, if not all of them, later in the episode. As you embark on the journey of identifying and nurturing your core values, remember that these values are the seeds of your life's garden. Plant them with intentionality, care, and attention. Just as the gardener tends to each plant, ensuring it has the right conditions to grow, you must cultivate your values and let them guide your actions and decisions. By focusing on your core values, you create a solid foundation for your identity and a clear path for your personal growth. These values will help you navigate life's challenges, celebrate its joys, and maintain a sense of purpose and direction. As you nurture these seeds, you'll find that your life becomes more balanced, fulfilled, and aligned with who you are. Bloom tip: plant your core values with care and nurture them daily. They will help you grow and thrive in all parts of your life. Remember, your garden is yours to cultivate. Embrace your core values, let them take root, and watch as they grow into beautiful, thriving identity flowers that reflect your true self. With each value you nurture, you bloom into the best version of yourself, ready to face the world with confidence, clarity, and joy. End of chapter, and there's a cute little illustration of a garden with the core values that are planted. In this picture, there's respect, balance, and courage. Boom. I want to start by talking about the opposite approach. I want you to reflect on a time when you felt upset, frustrated, or out of alignment. Pause if you need more time. In that moment, what values were being violated? When we feel off or uncomfortable, it's often because something is clashing with what's important to us. And that can be a window into our needs and what's going on in that moment to help us get more aligned. I want you to think about how you make your daily decisions. How would a core value influence the way you approach relationships, work, or self-care? When you're living in alignment with your values, how does that affect your choices? When you're out of alignment, what shifts for you? You can reflect on this past week and see how you made decisions, or pay attention to how you make future decisions. Is it around a core value? Are you on autopilot or just kind of in the flow, or are you steering your ship? Are you in control of your life? Are you the one that is consciously making those decisions instead of just letting life happen to you? I would say this is one of my favorite chapters. If you can't tell, I just feel like it had such a profound effect on my life when I discovered my core values that I wanted to share that with everybody. My highest value is connection. I feel like I didn't have the deepest relationship with my mom growing up. We didn't really connect on an emotional level. So I feel like I sought those relationships out. I found other women, other girls, other people to look up to and converse with that I could get that deeper level of connection to fill my cup. Okay, now I'm going to read some of the core values, and this will kind of be just a lightning round to see just on the outset if these resonate, if any of them stick out to you. Again, this can be found in the book or online. It's Brene Brown's list of core values: integrity, community, respect, growth, altruism, kindness, trust, understanding, nature, ethics, financial stability, wisdom, joy, collaboration, risk-taking, generosity, accountability, legacy, vision, thrift, beauty, excellence, dignity, stewardship, simplicity, intuition, leisure, optimism, peace, perseverance, caring, personal fulfillment, power, gratitude, confidence, time. Those are just a few of the 100 that are listed, and you can always write your own or look up other lists to compare it to. And again, there will be a core value deck that I create that will be coming out in the near future in time for Christmas. It makes a really great gift to help people identify their core values. Now we're just going to play a game called This or That. I have a few values here, and I want you to consider if you feel like you prioritize or align with one or the other. Freedom or security? Adventure or home? Teamwork or independence? Risk or tradition? It's interesting because they do feel like conflicting values. So I wonder if you're drawn to one or the other or how it feels for you. I know what impacted me a lot as I read was discovering what word resonated or stuck out the most. I was trying to decide between service and contribution, and ultimately I settled on contribution because I felt like it was more of a collaborative effort. We were contributing to a greater whole, whereas service, it kind of, you put good out into the world, and then it's harder to quantify or see if it comes back. Not that service is a lesser value by any means, but that's just what resonated or made sense in my mind. Different values will stick out and make more sense to you. If you're having a hard time identifying your core values, an idea is to put on some music and see what comes up for you as you listen to the different songs. Some songs can instill serenity or freedom, others, adventure, engagement, beauty, all the different things. There are lots of items or experiences that we tie to our values, and so maybe those could be helpful in identifying yours. Before we end, I did also want to talk about core value conversations with kids. As a mother myself, I really love talking about core values with my kids and identifying how what's important to them reflect who they are and the experiences that we have within our family and what is meaningful or memorable to them. My oldest son, Rowan, he definitely values innovation. He loves creating and building and transformers, origami. He loves just putting something new into the world that wasn't there before. My middle son, Brant, values humor. He is always smiling, laughing, having a good time. He's not without his tantrums, but you can just tell that he's happy-go-lucky, and that's what he values. Emerson, my youngest, it's hard to tell yet, but right now I know he values coziness. He really loves his blankie. He loves sucking his thumb. He loves cuddling, that physical touch. Those are some of the values I see in my kids. As you model your core values, encourage your children to think about what values they have, or you think about what you want to pass down to them, what you want to instill, because you as the parent have a lot of influence to what your children value. Not that you can control them, but you can certainly influence what they are experiencing or learning. As we end, I want to challenge you this week to choose one core value to focus on and consciously bring it into every decision you make. You can post about this on social media. You can share it with me on Instagram, tag me. I'd love to see how your values are shaping your life. And if you've identified some more of your core values, be sure to message me on Instagram at @letyourselfbloom_with_Jen Banks, and I'll share these in the next episode. Thank you for joining me, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye. Thank you for joining us on Let Yourself Bloom, where we embrace the beauty of balancing motherhood and ambition. I hope today's episode has inspired you to nurture your dreams while being the incredible mom that you are. Remember, it's not just about finding balance, it's about thriving in all aspects of your life. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with other amazing women. And if you're the kind of person who loves to watch podcasts, you can find this podcast on my YouTube channel at @letyourselfbloom_with_Jen Banks, or on the Ride the Wave Media Podcast Network YouTube channel. Remember to stay connected with us on social media at @letyourselfbloom_with_Jen Banks and join our community to keep blooming together. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep growing, and let yourself bloom.